I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. Now, we saw last night in the Academy Awards, Chris Rock was up there about to present. And while he was presenting, he made some jokes. My take on it all was, first of all, I have much respect for Will Smith as an actor, as a man, just as a human being overall. Something that I like to do when I'm at the gym or when I'm driving, I like to listen to his motivational talks because he takes everything to the max. And the reason why we know his name and the reason why he's such a huge star right now is because he put forth that effort, that work. And I believe one time when he had the privilege of having a conversation with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he let him know that until you're a movie star who's known worldwide, then you're not a movie star. So that made Will Smith really step his game up. But over the years, he and his family have been going through a public situation of infidelity, of different things, and everybody started to poke fun of him, make fun of his manhood, about him being emasculated, about his wife falling into situations that she could have avoided, but she wanted to be she wanted to get out there and sow her royal oats, pretty much. A lot of that stuff has been piling on him and his family for a long time. Both he and his wife came out publicly about some things that was going on with them and their family. But last night, Chris Rock, being that he was the one that was presenting awards, he's, like, in my opinion, one of the most funniest comedians to ever do it. I'm talking about he's definitely in my top 5 comedians of all time because he's raw, he's uncut, he's extremely intelligent with his comedy. And I respect him as well. He's come a long way. And I really respect his craft. And when it comes to comedy, I'm old school. I think when it comes to comedy, gloves off. You know what I mean?
Some of you think Chris Rock got what he deserved. But months ago, we're telling trans folks not to take Dave Chappelle's jokes seriously. Which is it?
Say what's going to get you that laugh, because it's comedy. Everything goes. That's how I think of it. But last night, Chris Rock, he crossed the line. He crossed the line by saying something that really hit Will Smith in a way that made him feel horrible. Because apparently his wife is going through something right now. She has alopecia.
Having your hair look as European as possible was always the thing. And that was really challenging, because I liked my hair out wild and curly.
If I was responsible for the Academy Awards, I would not have given him that award. I wouldn't have. Not after what had happened.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't have. Now, call me biased, call me soft, call me whatever you want. But that situation, not only was it his win or his accomplishment, but it was the accomplishment of all of Hollywood, because Hollywood has come a long way, in my opinion. So when he failed to keep his poise and he failed to show some class, and he failed to be a leader like he showed me that he could very well be, I felt some type of way about it. I know that we are all human beings and we all fall short of the glory of God, and we are nobody is perfect. I got you on that. But when it comes to certain situations, you expect for people to be a little bit more cognizant of their their surroundings, be more cognizant of their effect and their impact on everybody who witnessed things that they go through. In G.I. Jane, I believe, what's her daggone name? Demi Moore. They were all laughing. Will Smith was busting out laughing. He was laughing loud as on the water. I saw 32 teeth from his mouth when he was laughing.
I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
So with his wife at first, until she realized, yo, that's why he's comparing me to her. And then that same realization hit Will Smith, like, yo, that's why he made that joke. So it was a little bit of a delay. But during that delay, right before that delay, we saw Jada Pinkett Smith get stoned up. She didn't like what she heard. She really didn't. But then we didn't see that stone face from Will Smith. Before the cameras turned to Chris Rock, he was laughing along with everyone else inside of the arena. But then he walks up to him, and Chris Rock is still in a playful, comedic, friendly role. He's in that same mood, because why would he think that somebody is about to come up there to him and assault him? For a joke. Now, before I move on to this letter, I just want to say this. There has been debates all over Facebook, all over Instagram and Twitter, saying that Will Smith was in the right for taking up for his woman. He was protecting his lady by doing what he did. I call BS on that. I call complete BS on that, because one thing I love is a good comedy show, and I love the dirtiest of the comedy. I want y'all to say whatever. Listen, I'm coming to have a good time. Don't be giving me all these clean jokes that I'm not going to, I can get that somewhere else. I want to hear y'all bring it. I want to see y'all do y'all thing. But when you go to a comedy show, you know that the likelihood of you getting roasted is extremely high, especially if you're sitting closer to the stage. Well, these honorees, they already knew that the likelihood of Will Smith winning an Oscar for the role that he played in the movie about the Williams sisters, and he just so happened to play Richard, their father in the movie, Serena and Venus's father in the movie. They already knew that the likelihood of him winning was very high. Matter of fact, they already knew that he was going to win, because he had his speech and everything, and he was ready. He was very prepared. So Chris Rock took that into consideration as well. He knew it was going to be out there. He knew it was fair play this to jab and make fun of people. He knew that. But people are saying that when he touched that sensitive spot of Jada Pinkett's hair loss and her alopecia, that he probably should have considered that and not have gone that far. Well, I call BS on that, because even in some of Jada Pinkett's recent TikTok videos, she addressed her hair loss.
I've had some definite hair regrets, for sure, specifically on covers where I just, what the hell? Being a black woman and dealing with hair in Hollywood, especially in the era that I came up in, having your hair look as European as possible was always the thing. And that was really challenging, you know, because I liked my hair out wild and curly, but nobody wanted that. So I always had to do my hair in ways that didn't feel natural to me, because I'm trying to play the game. So if I'm doing a cover, everybody, no, we want your hair straight and flowy. And it's like, all right, cool, but that's not really like what my hair likes to do. So I had to learn to get the courage to just go, nah, I'm not doing that. Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
She addressed how Hollywood is and how there's a standard, there's a hair standard of how your hair should be long, how your hair should be beautiful, wavy, curly, or just straight, or all those things. So she said that she had those insecurities about her hair before, but she no longer does. It does not faze her. It's like something, like a little something off of her shoulder. She just wipe it off like it's nothing. but for her husband to take some offense to that, that just ran off a little different. So some people online actually believe that he had a reason to do that. I actually asked a poll on Instagram in one of my stories. Was he justified in hitting Chris Rock, or was he wrong for it? And I put a clown emoji. 83% of the votes on that poll said that he was justified for hitting Chris Rock. And I call BS on that, because something that some people don't realize, and this came out a while ago, and it might be wrong, and I probably shouldn't put it out there, but there were stories saying that Chris Rock is actually autistic. Very high on the spectrum, something like Jerry Seinfeld, something like my son, right? And when that happens, it's when I heard that really pissed me off, because it pissed me off for the fact that I know what it's like based off of my close proximity to someone who's autistic, for this to happen. And if in fact Chris Rock is, because he's going to say whatever's on his mind and he's going to go along with it, like, this is comedy to me, blah, blah, blah. When Will Smith, his friend, because they're supposed to be friends in real life, walks up to him, assaults him in the middle of him doing his set, then he has the responsibility to not only defend himself, which he tried to do verbally. He tried to reason with a man who actually put their hand on him in the middle of presenting in one of the most prestigious award ceremonies in Hollywood, where 10, 15, 20 million people are watching. And he had the class enough to not he didn't throw any bows back. He didn't cuss and fuss at him. He didn't curse at him. None of that. As a matter of fact, he made a couple of funny jokes after it happened.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Get my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
I'm going to, okay?
He said Will Smith smacked this sugar honey iced tea out of me. And people started laughing. And then he said this has to be one of the greatest moments in entertainment right now. People started laughing. But you can see that he was still shook, because he's like, why would you do that? I only made a joke about G.I. Jane. Really? And the whole time Will Smith is saying, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. And he just kept saying it. He said it probably twice. I understand what Denzel Washington said to Will Smith. He said, when you're at your highest moments, the devil will attack. Well, consider this, Will Smith. That wasn't only your highest moment. Chris Rock was presenting in one of the most prestigious awards in Hollywood. That was one of his highest moments. Think about that. So we want to pass blame to other things. And I respect Denzel Washington for saying that, because he's another extremely intelligent, very wise guy that a lot of people in Hollywood, a lot of men, especially a lot of black men, look up to. But sometimes the devil is you, and the person having their high moment in that particular moment could have been Chris Rock. He was just doing his job as a comedian, and he got attacked for it in front of all of his peers. So this letter, this apology that I'm about to read, I don't know how that's going to really affect anything. And to be honest, I still think it's some type of staged ploy. That's just me. But we're going to go ahead and read this. Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. Yes, you did. You really did act emotionally, extremely emotionally. And for you to react emotionally, you did nothing but play into the same thing that people have been putting you in ever since you guys publicly started to go through everything that y'all was going through. They was like, man, this is an extremely emotional guy. Of course, Jada Pinkett would take advantage of this man. And I'm sure you heard all of these things, and what you put on Chris Rock, it probably had nothing to do with him, but we will continue. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There is no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. You're absolutely right. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard's family. That's the name of the movie that he was in. Everybody who was in there who came to celebrate, and this was their high moment, and then the devil attacked. We need to consider these things. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. This apology was BS, and I hope Chris Rock does not accept it. I don't like it, but you guys be the judge for yourselves. I am Van. I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all. Bye.